Our pipeline continues to build, our opportunity set continues to build, and the organic growth in our portfolio, I think, is separating us from every other royalty company out there right now at our market cap size range. So very excited about the future months, quarters, and years in front of VOX Royalty Corp for our shareholders.
Joining us for a conversation is Kyle Floyd, the CEO of VOX Royalty. Mr. Floyd, welcome to the show, sir.
Maurice, thank you. It's a privilege to be back.
It's a good time to have you back on the program to discuss development and exploration updates regarding VOX Royalty, which offers a smart way to invest in commodities. Before we begin, Mr. Floyd, please introduce us to VOX Royalty and the opportunity the company presents to shareholders.
Absolutely. So VOX Royalty Corp is a company that focuses specifically on buying third-party royalties. We believe that royalties are the best way to generate long-term commodity exposure in the best risk-adjusted means possible. And so we built an entire business model around that belief and that ability to generate that exposure for our investors. We've become the fastest growing royalty company in the sector, and we have growth in all key aspects that you want your royalty company growing, both total assets, royalties, and the portfolio, growth in producing assets, and also growth in revenue.
Allow me to remind our audience members that on September 3rd, we shared the value proposition of VOX Royalty here on Proven and Probable, and the stock price was $2.77. And in less than 2 months, VOX Royalty has rewarded shareholders with a 50% share price increase executing its royalty acquisition business model. But this may just be the beginning of further share price appreciation, as VOX Royalty has a number of development and exploration updates to provide to the market. Mr. Floyd, let's visit VOX Royalty Property Bank and have you walk us through some key development updates that have been recently consummated, beginning with the commercial production coming from the Tengana gold mine, where VOX Royalty holds a 1.5% royalty.
Absolutely. This was a very exciting announcement for us. We have a royalty over the Tengana gold mine. This is an asset that is the highest grade open pit in all of Africa, and a project that was built on time and on budget, announced first gold pour in July, and has now since announced commercial production. This is a royalty that we expect to generate meaningful revenue for us in the coming quarters, and a royalty that we're excited about. It was purchased for about 1/4 of the total revenue that it's expected to generate for us over the next 2 years, and a royalty that we believe is going to add a lot of value to VOX shareholders.
Let's move on to your vanadium iron ore royalty with Tengana. What can you share with us regarding PEA and feasibility study?
Tengana is a really exciting one for us. This was a royalty that essentially was created out of the spin out of a royalty that we owned on maybe one of the next projects we'll speak about. So a royalty essentially that we got for free. This project has been fast-tracked production from discovery to what we expect to be in production next year based on operator guidance in just about 3 years. So a really exciting project. It's continuing to develop, continuing to grow the resource base, and expect to have a feasibility study here in the coming months that will then lead to production based on operator guidance next year. So a very exciting project for us, and one that we're paying very, very close attention to as well.
Sticking with yet another PEA, this one regarding platinum group elements, what can you share with us regarding the Pedra Branca?
So this is the largest developing PGM project in all of South America right now. This is a project that the operator is just in the process of finishing up about a 6,000 meter drill program. It is a project that we expect to expand significantly. Some key developments and key catalysts that are coming for this project. One is what we expect to be an expanded mineral resource estimate in the coming quarters. And then also what we expect will be a preliminary economic assessment delivered in the first half of next year. And this is a project that continues to develop, I would say, ahead of our expectations, continues to have what we believe is very, very significant potential to be a fantastic large-scale project. And we're excited for what Valeore is going to be putting out there in the coming quarters.
Let's move on to the Ashburton, where you have some exploration updates regarding high-grade drilling results. What can you share with us?
Again, another exciting project, sits at about a 1.65 million ounce resource. The operator is just wrapping up a 15,000 meter drill campaign. They're hitting really nice hits that are extending what is expected to be already a large ore body. So their target is between 2 and 3 million ounces. This recent news goes a long way in terms of supporting what their expectation is that they eventually hit in terms of a total resource estimate. The grades are looking good. Where they're hitting mineralization is looking fantastic. So again, a project that we acquired right before a key catalyst and delivering great results for our shareholders.
Let's visit the Kukani Gold Project as they just released asset results regarding RC and diamond core drilling.
Yeah, another project. Western Australia is absolutely booming. Another project, Western Australia for us. Again, this is a royalty that we acquired as part of a portfolio for very, very little consideration pertinent to this royalty. But it is looking like it's a project. So we own a royalty over part of the overall Ulysses project. This is the Puzzle North project. That's what we have the royalty over. But this is looking like a project that's going to be fast-tracked to production, in our opinion. Again, a royalty that we uncovered and found and purchased at absolutely fantastic value. So one that we're excited about. Again, the drilling continues to support our confidence and our expectation that this is a project that could probably be put in production relatively quickly and generate some pretty interesting and meaningful returns for our investors.
Before we leave the property bank, Mr. Floyd, what is the next unanswered question for Vox Royalty? When can we expect a response, and what determines success?
Maurice, it's been such an exciting 12 months for Vox Royalty Corp and our portfolio, and I believe a lot of validation for our business. We have been really, really productive in finding royalties pre-production and then seeing these royalties come into production. And the operators have been really buoyed by a very strong precious metals market and their ability to attract financing and invest in these projects for us. So we are in a fantastic position right now. In terms of unanswered questions, it's really what I think is unanswered upside for us right now as we look into 2022. You'll recall we went public with just one producing asset. We now sit at 5 producing assets. And the question is, where do we end up in 2022 with producing asset count? Right now, based on operator guidance, we're projecting to be around 9 producing assets as we exit 2022. And that's probably one of the unanswered questions that we have, but it's upside. That's far ahead of what our original expectations were for a lot of these royalties when we acquired them. So it's something we're excited to pass along to our investors and potential investors. It's just this organic growth that's built into the portfolio. So royalties come into production. We don't have to pay anything more for them. They were purchased at very, very good value, and they continue to drive exceptional growth for our shareholders. So that's what we're most excited about, and is one of those unanswered questions in terms of just how many assets are we going to have in production in 2022.
Switching gears, let's look at some numbers. Sir, please provide the capital structure for Vox Royalty.
Vox Royalty Corp is 39.5 million shares outstanding, very tight capital structure. We actually forward split the stock when we went public in May of last year. We have no debt. We have about $10 million in working capital, no expectation to go back to the market anytime soon to raise equity. So we'll continue to grow our business in a very disciplined format, buying the best royalties that we can find at the best valuation.
In closing, Mr. Floyd, what would you like to say to shareholders?
We appreciate all the support we have from our shareholders. We have a great shareholder base, a very patient shareholder base. We continue to find fantastic value in the royalty sector and with our specific format of finding value, which is third-party royalties. Our pipeline continues to build, our opportunity set continues to build, and the organic growth in our portfolio, I think, is separating us from every other royalty company out there right now at our market cap size range. So very excited about the future months, quarters, and years in front of Vox Royalty Corp for our shareholders.
Last question, what did I forget to ask?
I don't think you forgot to ask anything, Maurice. I think we covered a lot of updates here, and appreciate the time to be on the program.
Absolutely, sir. Mr. Floyd, for someone that wants to learn more about Vox Royalty, please share the contact details. VoxRoyalty.com is a great place to start. Also, ir@voxroyalty.com if you have any emails or questions. We're, of course, on all the typical social media channels as well. Happy to engage, happy to provide further details. And so please feel free to get in touch with us. Mr. Floyd, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Wishing you and Vox Royalty the absolute best, sir.
Thanks, Maurice. Likewise.
The information presented on Proven and Probable is provided for educational and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice, or any other advice. You should not make any financial, investment, or trading decision based on any of the information presented without first undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or competent financial advisor.